Greetings, friends. Welcome back to the Dota Cinema stream. We've got another heat here. CDEC Gaming versus Newbee. I'm Zyori. That's GoDz. What's going on, man?
Not too much. Seen some good Dota over on the mainstream.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds like we've had some kind of crappy Dota here on this stream.
Well, have we had some crappy
That's what Bruno
Dota?
keeps telling me. He's like, man, that's like the HGT stream for today, the Newbee and the MVP stream. But
yeah, we had eHome Newbee and then Rave, HR, then LGT, HGT. Yeah, not the best.
it may not be the creme de la creme, but this match here, an important one, at least for one of these two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Newbee, well, their run is pretty much done. They are set in the bottom four, sitting 1-14 right now. This is their final game. Oh, they're 1-13 rather. This is their final game, I believe. Now, CDEC, they actually have a chance to make a run. They're currently 5-9. They've still got this game to go. This is it for them. And if they end with a victory here, there's a good chance they will be in not the bottom four.
Yeah, I think they're guaranteed to be top 12 at that point. I think 6 wins is the magic number. 5 wins, you can maybe scrape in through head-to-head / tiebreakers. Like, there could be a 3-way tie for 12th place with 3 teams on 5 wins, let's say. Okay. But then only one of those 3 teams get through. So 5 wins is not really quite enough. But
all right, so basically, CDEC, they need this. Newbee, they need this for pride, for any shell, any semblance of team effort here. Let's go ahead and just take a look at this draft as it's going by quick. You know, this lobby was a little slow to fill up, and as soon as the teams were in, it was just nothing but go, 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 go. These teams they're ready to dotes.
I remember Newbee just ready to go home, probably.
I mean, honestly, you're probably right.
Yeah. So Newbee continuing to play musical drafters. It's Rabbit drafting now. They've had Banana draft. They've had Howl draft. I think Sancheng was drafting. I don't think Moo has, but
you know, do you think it's more of like who? Nobody wants to draft, and it's just the all right, fine, I'll do it this time. Like they're taking turns as like a. It's almost like a punishment at this point. Who gets to be the drafter?
Maybe partially. It's whoever's the drafter is often associated with being the captain, and when your team's 1-13, the captain's probably getting a lot of blame if
nobody
you're the
wants
TI
to be captain
champion
anymore.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as it looks. How about you try being captain? All right, I will. Next game, it's just the whole cycle repeats. It's bad news bears for Newbee. They first picked the Ancient Apparition, which is a little bit different. Pretty good against the Jug. Maybe thinking CDEC gearing up for a little bit of a healing push kind of lineup. Witch Doctor still in the pool. Definitely an option. But they'll grab their 2 supports with their opener. CDEC, they stick true to their guns. Spin to win, baby. Axe and Juggernaut, the Spin Lords. Now they pick up a Silence in the Skywrath Mage.
They like their aggressive supports and, well, even aggressive core heroes, so I don't know. I like it. I think it's CDEC's kind of bread and butter in a lot of ways, what they've been running a lot of. They haven't had great success with it, per se, but just a bit outclassed by some of these other teams here at the DAC. So
they've played pretty well overall. Yesterday, Merlini was shooting, bringing out that flamethrower towards Mikasa.
He's hit or miss.
Yes, and I guess some of the games Merlini was casting, he was pretty miss.
He's kind of like an Illidan or a Demon or a Kua, where he has his amazing games, but then he also sometimes overextends. And
do you have a name for that collection of players? There's like a club. Is that the throw club?
I don't know. Who was the original? I feel like Demon. It's like the Jimmy Club, maybe. I feel like Jimmy was the original thrower.
Yeah, I could see that, the Jimmy Club. I don't know if it's really a compliment to be a member of that club, though.
The Just Jimmy Club.
Just Jimmy things. Clockwork, the 3rd pick for Newbee. A little interesting here. Not that.
I feel like it's so hard to even like read or analyze Newbee's drafts. It feels like they just pick heroes nowadays.
That's sort of what it feels like. I mean, I don't think Clockwork is particularly good against the Jug or the Axe. You hookshot a Jug, he's gonna have that Blade Fury there more often than not. Yeah. Omni / Axe, he kind of wants to be up in your face.
The laning stage is okay versus Jug because you hit him with a cog twice and he doesn't have mana for a Blade Fury, so they lose a lot of their killing potential, so you can actually leech XP somewhat safely. But
that's true, yeah.
Stareth alone can generally zone out a Clockwork, one of the better zoning supports.
I guess CDEC could be considering an aggro try. They've done it at least a couple times if they want to safe lane the Axe, but here we go. Caw indeed. The Phoenix 4th pick for CDEC.
This would be my favorite hero to see that we just isn't that common. Like, seeing Phoenix kind of rise and become more trendy here. Tongfu have been picking a lot of it. Na'Vi have been running it. Vici Gaming, obviously one of the probably better names to pull out since they're actually at the top of the table. Run a lot of Phoenix, and I really enjoy this here. One of my kind of favorite heroes to play in pub games at the moment, and just I think he's just a really cool concept of a hero.
I agree. A lot of synergy across the abilities with the nature of just the ultimate and how the fire spirits work. Very cool hero, and I'm glad to see him finally getting picked up. When He was first introduced into Captain's mode. His damage before that was insane. His damage got nerfed down to be just like still very strong, but not ridiculous. And I often got messages from just subscribers and viewers and fans. Why doesn't Phoenix get picked more? And I never had a good answer because on paper it always seemed like a strong hero to me. So fun to see some Phoenix play. But the pretty lady Medusa, she's going to be the 4th pick for Newbee. Now they did do this yesterday, I believe, when I was casting with Winter. We saw them play Dusa
Newbee's turn to ban.
and Shen, I think, for the first time in the tournament.
Okay, was that the game they had Deuce against Cloud9 when they almost
I think so.
won,
Although now that I'm
lost?
saying that, I'm kind of second-guessing myself. We're at the point in the tournament where all the games are really starting to run together for me.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble remembering who's
There'll
who
be
here.
games where I'll be like, oh, I don't know that game. I probably didn't cast it. It's like, no, you are the one casting that game, and this happened. I'm like, oh, did it? Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's like you remember little
Sure.
inklings, like specific plays, but let's
Yeah.
see.
I think if I don't remember a game, it's because I didn't cast it. But it turns out half these games, it's like, oh, that's actually that was you. Not sure why you don't remember that.
Let's see if I'm remembering properly
seconds
here. How many times have they? Yeah, they played Medusa once, and I believe it was in one of the matches
5
yesterday.
seconds remaining.
So they have been switching up their style a little bit. They also played Chen for the first time, and it didn't work for them there. Obviously, they've only still taken that one victory that happened earlier on in the group stage. But I do like that they're doing something a little different, trying to switch it up. I don't really see the synergy across this draft, though, from Newbee, I mean. You've got 2 pretty aggressive supports. You got a Clockwork, a Medusa. Where does it all fit together? Not really a lot of team fight, no real push. Not even the best late game. I mean, Deuce is a hard carry, but that's all they've got.
And Deuce is not really known for dishing out tons of damage. Like, it's very... over time, yes, but there's no actual burst damage. That's going to come from, at the moment, just the Lion with a Finger of Death. Maybe the Ice Blast help finish people off. But as far as actual Deuce lineups go, you never really want to run Deuce as your only core. You need either another kind of snowbally hero or another... We see a lot of teams running Deuce with like Shadow Fiends and other carries just because it's just not really a... It doesn't really seem like a 4 Protect 1 type of carry unless one of those kind of tempo controllers that you have creating space for Deuce can still at least scale to the late game. Clockwork doesn't scale. These supports don't scale. I feel like they need something like a TA, a Shadow Fiend for this last pick to go with this draft.
Yeah, I totally agree. Though at the same time, I feel like they kind of need a team fighter with some kind of control here. Like if this Clockwork was a Tide, this would be a lot different. Smart ban from Newbee. They did take it out early on. I mean, this is like the perfect game for a Storm Spirit. Sure, you're picking it into a Lion, traditionally considered a bit of a counter to the Storm, or just a hero that's good against the Storm with his crowd controls and the burst damage, but no silences, and outside of him, there's just no way to stop him from zip-zapping around.
Yeah, Lion, I think they don't have much else after that, but Lion, like alone with the Blink Hex, it's at least something where you've got a guarantee. There's no like projectile which the Storm can dodge or whatever, but yeah, this is still looking like a pretty solid Storm Spirit game. Beastmaster gives them one more good spell, good bit of lockdown, and still lacking the damage department. Beastmaster adds a bit because everyone kind of hits a bit faster. You can get Necro Books as well for added damage. But in general, feeling a bit more confident about the CDEC draft.
Yes, I definitely agree. They've got some great tempo controllers. I feel like they're just going to hit this mid-game timing where they just have superior team fight. Axe will get this Blink Dagger. Jug will be coming online a little bit with his Mask of Madness, his Power Treads or Phase Boots, and ready to start doing some damage. You'll have Phoenix and Storm there to do a lot of damage as well. Huge long-range initiations, and
You may need to reconnect.
I think that's going to be the case here, maybe. Oh, nope, there we go.
That happens, but you're going to have everyone frozen.
Oh, is that what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So, GoDz, you're going to be in charge of the camera for now while I reload
All right.
in here.
Well, Axe TP down bottom, so he gets down double early wards. The Sentry to block the pool camp, the Observer ward for vision nearby, and Newbee looking to secure their jungle. Probably not going to realize this happened because Banana went boots first, is running his way down bottom lane. We'll see no one there. So normally this is around when you would meet the offlane if they walk down here, but that is not the case. And, well, CDEC know exactly where Newbee are right now as far as positioning goes. So,
all right. Well, I'm going to take Helm here. Looks like that reconnect was all we needed. Yay.
we love you, perfect world.
Woo. All right, so Newbee Radiant side. Rabbit's going to be taking the Clockwork to the off lane, rocking that cute little set there. We've got How on the Dusa. Looks like he may be more oriented towards the safe lane. Banana, he'll take the Lion. Song Shunk takes the Ancient Apparition, and that puts Moo on the Beastmaster. Does skill up the Call of the Wild already, and he seems to be making a movement towards the mid, going with the greedy build here. 2 GG branches and a shared tango, going for that fast bottle.
All right. Well, for the Dire side, we've got Team CDEC. In the top lane is going to be Mikasa playing the Juggernaut. We're going to have Gada playing the Skywrath Mage. We'll have the Storm Spirit being played by Maybe in the middle lane. Off lane will be Q on the Phoenix. And finally, it's going to be Aggressive playing the Axe.
So it'll be dual lanes coming out from CDEC. Phoenix Axe in the off lane. Interesting here.
Yeah. Very few teams are just running Axe's solo off lane. They normally try to get him a 1v1 matchup, either safe lane solo or in a 1v1 in the off lane. Or they do him with a support, like a Dazzle, or in this case, the Phoenix.
Well, nice little ward victory already. Sentry comes down. They will take out the lane ward, so only one observer for the Radiant out of the gate here. Up top, Clockwork should get zoned out pretty effectively. Like you mentioned, Skywrath Mage usually enough to push back the Rattle Trap, kind of keep him out of lane. I feel like this bottom lane is where the action's going to be at. It's a 2-on-3, not the easiest matchup for CDEC. Ancient Apparition, very good in these kind of scenarios with that chilling touch.
Yeah, they have to play very cautiously, especially when line hits the level 2. That's where 3 range heroes, Chilling Touch, Hex, Impale, goodbye, good night, CDEC if they get kind of caught out. Especially the Axe in the front lines. His kind of physical damage resistance, or the block from the Stout Shield, gets very negated by the Chilling Touch.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of like aggro Axe off lanes with some supports totally backfire because of that chilling touch that just cuts right through him. So mid lane, up top, Cogs come out onto Mikasa. That's not what Rabbit was looking for.
This has just been Rabbit all tournament long. You know, we were joking in the pre-show today about how he's been like one of the worst players this tournament. It's like Bruno brought up like, oh man, his Void was absolutely awful. I'm like, his center, and then someone's just like, dude, hero here has just been awful. And again,
yeah,
that's just a big misplay. He misses the cogs on the Juggernaut, and then Juggernaut's like, sweet, I'm inside, I Blade Fury, easy kill.
Yeah, that was one of those, I saw the cogs and was like, okay, he cogged, wait, there's a Jug inside. Oh, that's going to be a turnaround. Easy first blood for CDEC. And it will be picked up by the Jug of all heroes. Aggressive down bottom, fighting with the Lion. Actually does take the regen rune. It will be jacked, and that puts the Storm Spirit in control of the bounty rune that was up top. Looks like mid lane maybe having a good time against Moo, 16-4 against the 8-0 Beastmaster. So a little one-sided here. I guess you would expect the Storm Spirit to have an advantage there.
Yeah, I think small advantage, especially with Moo going level 1 on the Quillbore and Hawk. Not having the access to get your first wave of CS and makes things a tiny bit difficult. That's probably just a couple CS difference here or there, but Beastmaster is boots and bottle. Much more about getting your fast level 6 and then roaming from there, but even so, I feel like maybe getting a bit more CS than you'd maybe, or getting a bit more of a CS advantage than you'd expect in this 1v1.
Rabbit could be in trouble here again. He will get the cogs off to burn the mana from the Jug, so this time he won't have mana for the Battle Fury, or Blade Fury rather. But
Success.
In comes Aggressive. He's here with a call. There's some neutrals nearby to even give him some extra spins, looking for the body blocks. Rabbit does manage to sneak by, and they actually find the kill here, though. Arcane Bolt chasing him down. No battle hunger. One of those situations where you'd love to have that slow and movement speed buff. And here comes the Storm. He wants Rabbit. One auto attack's not enough. The Tango heals him up, and Clockwork lives. Oh, my.
So completely abandoning the offlane here, I think with good reason. Axis is going to get a much faster Blink Dagger, and he's going to be wanting to kind of control the tempo of the game with the Storm around the kind of 10 to 15 minute mark. So he'll go back to the jungle. Phoenix is the one who may just try and leech XP at bottom lane and just try and stay alive and play that kind of suicide offlaner type role.
Yeah, Phoenix a little better suited for it than the Axe, at least with that Icarus dive. They do have a lot of crowd controls with the Lion, but still should be able to survive okay. Does not have any rings of protection, so still sitting on that 0 armor. Needs to be a little cautious on that front. Axe clears out a big stack here of this medium camp. And his farm is actually still a little bit lackluster, though. Picks up a smoke. Not even on Tranquils yet.
It's a weird kind of progression for an Axe. Not farming as well as you'd normally see in a jungle. I guess he hasn't been jungle from the get-go. Didn't have all the stacks and kind of farming patterns you normally have. But the smoke pickup as well has no mana.
He gives it over to the Skywrath.
Okay, I guess Skywrath just didn't have the money for it, and we'll see Skywrath look to use this to possibly gank the mid lane.
Yeah, Axe just struggling to find the farm here, though. He finds his level 4, and will be able to get his Tranquil Boots as he runs back to the base, but will not be a super fast Blink Dagger for him, even though he has moved into the jungle.
Oh, mid lane with a haste remood looking like he's dead. Who needs the smoke?
Yep, apparently not CDEC. Nothing Moo can do about this one. Banana rotates his way over, doesn't even throw out an Earth Spike, says, yeah, you're dead, Moo. I'm not even going to waste the mana. And easy one for the Storm Spirit. Makes it 2-0 as CDEC pull further ahead, and looking at the graph, that will actually push them into a minor gold advantage.
Yeah, this start, these lanes working very nicely for them. There's the Hal Medusa getting free farm at bottom, but in general, it just feels like Newbee haven't got much done. They went for this kind of I feel like the AA tri lanes, you need to get more done as far as, I guess, the completely zone of the Phoenix, force Axe to the jungle, but Axe is not going to have any issues catching up and being in a good position with his farm.
Yeah. I think CDEC are not too worried about the Dusa farming for now, because I still think it's going to be about this mid-game timing when Storm's either got his Orchid or making progress towards it. Jug's a little more buffed up. He is level 6, working on that Mask of Madness now, but they can kind of strike when Dusa's still coming online, maybe partway to her Scotty or partway to the Lincoln. Still not really sure what build Hal's going to commit to. Does opt for power treads, though, so doing things a little differently. We've seen a lot more of the phase boots build on Medusa into that Scotty to kind of get that early balance. So Hal getting a little more stat-focused build early on.
Yeah, something a bit different, I guess. Not sure.
Not terribly crazy, but still just veering from the norm. Even just putting Dusa safe lane feels a little bit different for this tournament. I feel like we've seen her solo mid more often than not.
Even just looking at this, okay, Beastmaster not really here in the safe lane, but Medusa just is an ungankable mid hero. You have to bring in a lot to kill the Dusa. You can't just have the Skywrath with the Storm killing off the Dusa.
Yeah. So Phoenix leeching pretty effectively down bottom, sitting halfway through level 4 right now, so doing all right on that front. Good old Clockwork just finds his level 6 at this very moment. So hookshot online. The second he gets it, Rabbit leaves the lane and ready to rotate about, possibly through the mid. No big surprise there. Pretty standard stuff for the Clockwork, similar to the Beastmaster in that it's all about that race to level 6 and making the plays happen with your ult.
Yeah, he's ready to throw some rolls out. We'll see two heroes sitting behind him and looking for that initiation onto, well, it's now just a Skywrath mage. Storm has already kind of vacated the lane, fallen back to the jungle, but more about just being off the map, because right now Newbee are always going to be scared and worried about who's getting ganked when there's a Storm who's missing while level 6, or much higher than level 6, actually.
Yeah, CDEC farming pretty effectively. There's the hook shot across the river. Rabbit goes in onto Garter. Cogs come out to be able to press forward, find an easy kill on the Skywrath, but it is just to support Skywrath after all. So not a bad little gank. Never bad to shut somebody down, but not too game-changing for Newbee.
No, nothing too game-changing. They smoke up, though, and they saw the Storm at this jungle camp, and he's going to look to D-ward, and without hookshot, I don't think they can really get in close enough, but they will look to catch him out with that Lion Hex as he rotates to the next camp.
They do have the Roar as well. Maybe he's going to walk right into it. There's the Hex. They don't really stagger the stuns all that well. Maybe an opportunity to zip out. Nope, still plenty of burst damage. Banana holds that Earth Spike, and they get another pick off. That makes it 2-2 as Newbee strike back and reclaim a little bit of momentum.
Okay, that's a good smoke gank. A clever one. Just knowing that the Storm was going to be walking back towards that mid lane, and has left Medusa completely free farming to continue at bottom lane, so Hal gets his Magic Wand, his Ring of Aquila, just your bare basics as far as your early game goes for Medusa.
Yep. Okie dokie. So again, glancing at the graph, we are just about zeroed out here. CDEC finding a slight experience edge, but I don't have a cough button. Sorry about that. My cough button was sacrificed for the greater good downstairs, so or sneeze button, I guess they should call it.
I'd lend you mine, but I've already had to pull mine out. The entire house has been infected.
Oh, Winter, you dog.
I know. He's not being invited to the BTS house again, without going through quarantine.
I've actually avoided the sickness so far, and hopefully I can survive another 48 hours or 24 hours. I'm leaving for China soon, and my trip will be much less enjoyable if I'm all sniffly.
Yeah. If you get sick when you get to China, that will also be
that will suck as well.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: wash your hands, GoDz.
Okay.
Stay away from me.
All right. We're all sharing mouses, keyboards, and all kinds of things.
It's terrible. Little germ magnets. Well, rotations from CDEC. 3 heroes making it down to the bottom lane, perhaps thinking about a go on the Dusa, but much to their dismay, they'll find a few supports nearby. Banana and Song Sheng. They are nearby, hiding in the tree line. They'll actually rotate their other 2 heroes, Rabbit and Moo, smoked up as they move through the mid. This is a 5-hero rotation from Newbee.
This is kind of like all-in-ish.
Yeah, I feel like they really need to do something with this, though.
I like playing around the Medusa. Like, even at this stage of the game, Medusa effectively has like 1,500 HP with the level 3 mana shield, and you've got Stone Gaze as well. You've got Magic Wand. This Dusa is just a beacon of survivability. So playing around that is a nice way to kind of push in 5-man, but Still very just... It doesn't feel like very effective when you should be at least having one hero farming elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, having 5 heroes grouped up like this, just for a tier 1 tower, then going back to farming can be okay, but you have to remember CDEC are spread out right now. You've got Mikasa free farming up top with his Mask of Madness chopping at this tower. In the mid, you've got Maybe racking up last hits, chipping away at this tower also. They get the tier 1 down bottom, but overall, that doesn't really feel like much of a net worth gain for Newbee.
Yeah.
If anything, kind of a break even.
If it should be much more like a 4-1 split. I guess who's the one that isn't there? You want the Medusa for the tankiness. Maybe the support AA is mid lane just getting level 6.
I was just thinking that. Even just having the support somewhere to soak up some XP.
Either line or AA should be off in a solo lane getting XP. While you can grab up your core heroes, your Beastmaster and your Medusa. Look to pair them with a Clockwork Hook initiation. But yeah, both supports still just level 5, and that's not really cutting it right now.
Yeah, but nice heads-up play from CDEC not to overreact and rotate their whole team. Instead, just to leave the cores farming in other places and allow Jug to get a little bit closer to that critical mass.
Yeah, Axe is also going to be the key one to get that Blink Dagger up. And a couple 100 gold short, that timing is going to be what CDEC look to kind of play around as far as defending towers and actually initiating in. With a Phoenix Dive Egg and the Blink from an Axe, they can do a lot.
It's not too bad for the Axe. Aggressive has actually turned things around. We're at like 11 minutes, few hundred gold away from the Blink. That's not too bad, considering he didn't have any stacks to retreat to except for like the double stack that was right here. And that slow start he got in the off lane. Newbee will continue the pushing. They'll have AA farming the bottoms. It looks like they will take heed to our advice as he's close to level 6. And the other 4 will group up in the mid and move into this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, so looks like it's kind of the same plan as bottom lane, though with fewer heroes involved. Top lane Storm gets a nice T1 tower snipe, commits a lot of mana for it, but we'll get away from the Clockwork counter initiation.
Yeah, and even the Lion rotates up as well. So 2 rotations from Newbee towards the top. They don't stop the tower from going down, nor do they get the deny. So Storm gets a nice little pick-me-up there, secures the Blink on the Axe, and that'll actually be the first Oblivion staff now out on the Storm Spirit. So closing in on that Orchid, a little more than halfway there.
Yeah. Good news for Newbee is they're now going to have both their supports level 6. AA just needs 1 or 2 more creeps at the bottom lane, so... Although he may die to get that.
Yeah, he's going to poke up, shows himself, finally dings the level 6, but Axe is nearby. He could actually get hit by an Ice Blast if he shoots one across the map here and could reveal it, but nope, goes in. Oh, Sung Shung tries to TP out, gets interrupted straight away, throws a stray Ice Blast, but it's an easy dunk for CDEC. Meanwhile, in the mid, Q gets sandwiched. Moo comes out with a Primal Roar. They bring down the bird. Caw-caw as they trade 1 for 1 around the map, and Newbee will get the tier 1 mid, though CDEC will get the tier 1 bottom.
Yep. Support for support. That was good map awareness from Sansheng. He didn't have any vision of those heroes, but he went for the TP before Axe even blinked in, knowing that something was going on and that if he showed himself, he was just instantly dead. So just if he'd done it a second earlier or 2 seconds earlier, he probably survives.
Storm zipping around up top. Banana trying to come in and connect with the Hex, but just can't get there in time.
He's almost going to blink, though. That's pretty damn good for a Lion at this stage.
1600.
I think Rabbit may even just give him the CS here.
Yeah, 1-0 and 1. 12 last hits. He's feeling pretty good. Also, these 2 tower kills really helping that bottom line of these supports. Moo stacking up some Ancients here, not leaving it for the Dusa, actually clearing it out himself. Looks like a 3 stack with a double Drake. And he'll just go straight Necrobook off these phase boots.
Necrobook seems alright here. You can tank up the Omni Slash a bit. Burn, hopefully, the Storm's Mind. Even the Axe, who's very mana-dependent hero. Often you see him run out of mana if he spams too many Culling Blades in a fight, his Berserker's Call. All it takes is from a level 2, level 3 Necrobook is a couple right clicks, so... I don't know. What do you think about the Necrobook?
I don't know. I feel like they need a little bit of control. I think the Blink Dagger gives them some nice initiation, but with the Lion closing in on his, I feel like he can kind of get away with this a little bit more. Not a lot of obvious heroes to try and use the mana burn on. You mentioned like Axe and Jug, who are pretty low mana pool heroes. It's like, yeah, that's nice, but it's not really game-changing. That's not going to stop an Axe from blinking in, call, and maybe a dunk. Maybe you could burn his mana and stop a dunk from coming out and have kind of a clutch play. We've talked a lot about how getting that first kill for Axe is kind of the most important one because it gives you that reset, gives you the movement speed buff, and lets you close the gap for wherever else you're trying to catch next. So on that front, I guess it could save a life, but That feels like one of those very micro plays that, is it really worth the full item? I mean, are Newbee really going to be pushing here? It feels like with the Deusa, they kind of want to sit back, turtle up a little more, keep their Deusa safe while she comes online, and I don't know that Necrobook is really in line with that strategy.
I think around the Necro 3 with they'll have like a Deusa with one item, which is all you need to push. A lot of these teams picking Deusa are actually looking to push around 20 minutes with the Medusa. Just because of how unkillable Deusa is. Deusa doesn't do damage, but sits in the front lines, chipping away so slowly, so dully, but the towers go down because other teams, you just can't, you blink call a Medusa, you're not going to do any damage, but...
So, yeah, maybe they could find that timing. I see where you're coming from.
Ooh, Hawk nearby the Roshan pit, and they were, I think, trying to go for a smoke play at Roshan, but they saw the Hawk, now it flies past them, so... They can still go for this.
Okay, double damage on Maybe, so that'll make things a lot easier. And even a Yasha to go with the Mask of Madness. Rocket Flare will scout it out. This is Radiant Vision we're looking at here, and the Hawk will get killed. So they see Roche at about half health. Now the Ice Blast flies in. Not an easy team to try and sneak Roche against. They have so many tools to scout this out. Three heroes have some kind of vision-granting ability.
Global vision granting abilities too. That is insane.
Here we go. Axe goes in though. Berserker's call on two. Songshan and Hao taking a lot of damage. The Mystic Flare will get split. Phoenix with an egg in a beautiful position. They won't focus him down. The Supernova gonna do a lot of damage here. GoDz, it'll catch Rabbit as well as Hao. That takes Hao out of mana. Lion buys back. It's a fast 2 for nil. And now they get the Deusa. That's gonna be 3. Rabbit now slowed down. The buyback from Lion buys him a little bit of time. They get the kill on the bird as the cogs push him towards the tower. But Rabbit will pay with his life. A 1 for 4 plus the buyback on Lion. Definitely not what Newbee had in mind. And now CDEC look towards the Roche pit with eyes wide for an Aegis.
What an initiation from your Axe. That is just a thing of beauty. And that's where fighting against the Phoenix, if he can place his Supernova in a good position in a fight like that where he did, you don't want to be right in the middle of the heroes. You need to be kind of on the edge. It just ends so well. Oh.
Yeah, aggressive, living up to his name right there as he just hopped right in nice and bold. Ice Blast connecting on 4 heroes in the pit. And it looks like Newbee might be making a rotation over. They just can't kill Roche fast enough. Maybe gets bashed, zips to the high ground. And Axe will be happy just to come in and clear out these Necronomicon units. Even dunks the boar for good measure.
This Roshan's very low, though, and
they have a healing ward.
Ward they did not get. Yeah, let's say you could try. Maybe you wanted to try sniper with the Necro.
Not microing it at all. It's just sitting there. And I don't know why you wouldn't use it. Maybe. Uh-oh, gets caught by a hook shot. No mana to zip out, and he will shatter. Clockwork forces out the kill.
And Newbee's got Roshan for this.
Wow.
Okay, that's nice. I'll take that.
It's very nice. Can CDEC come to contest this at all? Phoenix moving in, maybe thinking about an Icarus dive towards the pit. No, not even going to go for it. So that's an Aegis for Deusa. Even though Newbee take a terrible fight, they do get the prize gem and secure a blink on their Lion. Pretty big item. That and the Aegis together, I don't know.
And they're going to have the Necro 3 soon. They'll get Deusa 1800 gold on top of the first ulti orb, so either the Lincolns or the Skadi coming up. I'm not really sure this is much of a Lincolns game. Skadi seems like the way to go, so...
Yeah, I think Skadi's pretty good here. Just the raw HP, always good against Axe to stay away from that Culling Blade threshold.
So it was a bad team fight for Newbee, but followed up by a nice little Roshan take.
Yeah. AA picks up the Urn of Shadows, some wards going for the consumables here on the 5. Maybe looking at a Midas or something, but at this rate, it will come out pretty damn late. So might just have to go that more Force Staff build, kind of utility. The easier build up than one of those big ticket items like an Ag Scepter.
Yeah, he's just on the food stamps for now, so don't see that changing anytime soon. Clockwork gets a 4 staff with his treads now. Going to go for a 3-hero smoke, and with Hookshot and the Blink Lion, should be able to find a fast pick-off using Finger of Death.
All right, or Mikasa with a nice heads-up Blade Fury TP. No. Almost, as Clockwork scouts it out. Mikasa going for the Shadow Blade here, GoDz. That's interesting.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of the Jug Shadow Blade. It's... Especially when your opponents have a Necro 3, but...
I think it's cute against these really squishy supports. Lion has 650 HP. AA has about 800. Now he can kind of play that like Quaswex Invoker style when the Orchid comes out. Just run around, look for solo pickoffs anytime he has an Omni Slash. Now Storm also gets his Orchid. 19 minutes, a little slower than you would have hoped for, but still a decent timing. And again, same kind of a story with these squishy supports. If Storm catches one, that's a freebie.
Yeah, and both Storm and Jug have great solo pick-off potential now. And that's where Newbee, I think, will be even more inclined to group up in 5-man. They're going to have the Aegis, they're going to have the Skadi soon, and they've sort of just got a good lineup in general for 5-manning.
Axe hops forward, misses the Berserker's call, but now the Storm's zipping in, and they zip out to disengage. Rabbit, isolated, will get off, or pardon me, the Supernova comes out. He'll try to make it out of the cogs, but it won't happen. Now Hao in the front lines, taunted by the Axe. Berserker's call comes out. They will bring the Axe down. Frost Fingers there with the chilling touch, making things a lot easier. Mikasa takes a finger. The blink forward from Banana, can't find the kill. And the laser will heal him back up. Now Storm reinitiates. Maybe with a little bit of mana left. Gets the kill on Lion. Hao throws out a Mystic Snake. And maybe will be forced back. Mu pressing forward, but takes a silence straight away. This could be costly. They don't have the damage to bring him down, at least not yet. Q does not have an Icarus dive. Axe back in the party. He will buy back for this. Aggressive, looking for some kills to try and make it worth it. Gets juked by Song Shung at first, but now they find him. The laser's there. It's a Sunray. And Aggressive with a blink call. Up in about 2 seconds. Will be okay to dive this tower. Not going to have the blink. TP in from Clockwork. And that will push back the Axe. Hook shot across the river, though, right onto Garter. He's locked in the cogs. It'll be another kill for Newbee. And a long fight, but I think advantageous for Newbee.
Yes, sure, seems to be. That was Rabbit TP's in 4 staffs to line up the hook. That was just like a clowny looking play because of the way he did. Normally you wouldn't think to use your 4 stuff there, but kind of cool to see.
And Axe bought back for that. I think that's the big thing that tips the scales there.
That's really going to hurt his economy.
He didn't get anything out of it. They didn't get a single follow-up kill. So
Hao's got his Skadi if he wants to buy it. Still has the Aegis for another minute and a half, so...
All right, they'll keep pressing forward. Icarus dive. Banana's ready and waiting. Turns him into a fish, but now maybe comes in. Vortex onto Banana. He'll live for now. Mu with the Primal Roar, and down goes Maybe. Mystic Flare gets the kill on the Lion. Now Ancient Apparition goes down, but Garter on the run, hit by the Mystic Snake. The Necronomicon chases him down, and the Wild Axes fly through the trees. A double kill for Mu as Newbee again take a successful fight. A 2 for 4. 1,400 net worth. Well, actually more than that. 1,700 going their way as now they claim the tier 2 tower mid. They might look for high ground here. They know Axe doesn't have a buyback. Why the hell not?
They'll do some good damage at least. The Necro unit's still up for like another 10-15 seconds. They're going to force out a glyph. Maybe get the tower here.
Buyback on Skywrath. Storm just got enough for his. He's got 10 seconds. Probably won't be forced to buy it, but this is value town for Newbee. Half damage on a tier 3, a glyph, and a second buyback.
Yeah, and they now bring out the items. They now bring out the Skadi for Hao. They won't have the Aegis for much longer if they want to keep on 5-man pushing. They see Mikasa. No, he doesn't get the Hex off. Banana. He even saw him with the Sentry Ward. He was very slow to react there.
Oh, my.
He went to D-Ward, but there was like a jug right next to him.
Yeah. So, freebie for CDEC there. But glancing at the graph, we see the biggest gold lead that we've seen this game, GoDz. About 4,500 in favor of Newbee experience graph. A lot more even. Look at this. CDEC, they want to keep the aggression up. Is this Chinese Dota or is this CIS Dota? Because this is a bloody bloodbath.
Yeah.
25 kills in 23 minutes.
It's been pretty polished for the most part. There's been a few individual misplays, but...
Oh, here we go. Wow. Rabbit, hook shot across, grabs Maybe. Now CDEC on the back foot, but Primal Roar's there. Garter not going to be able to make it out. Phoenix will Icarus dive away, but Q still being pursued. Will they be able to catch him? Yeah, it's not looking so likely.
I think they're going high ground once more. They've got the Skadi, they've got the Necro books.
And this time Storm does have buyback. Okay, still has the gold for it.
Scarith has none. Phoenix still has the Supernova, which is important as well. This Supernova is going to be
But perfect. No Omni. Down for another 55. And there's also no glyph. So Newbee, recognizing this, goes straight for the high ground. Tier 3 tower falls. This will be Barracks. Storm wants to save the buyback now in the single digits.
Yeah.
They'll let the mid-racks fall.
Probably, I guess, the okay decision, but I don't know if you want to go late game against a Deucer Beastmaster.
Yeah, this
Shadowblade, I don't know why he went Shadowblade into 5-man line, but they get the Hexes. Mikasa goes Shadowblade in the Ice Blast there as well. Mikasa not going to get off the Omni Slash. Maybe gets Stone-Gazed as well. The Storm can die off of this. The right-click damage is there. And, oh no, after dying again, he loses his buyback money. This could just be the end for CDEC.
Yeah, now Garter in some trouble. The Skadi from Hao doing a lot of damage. No way to run. Now on the other side of things, Q comes in. Oh, but it's Axe, the Spin Lord. He finds a kill on the Clockwork. 2 alive on the side of CDEC and 2 alive on the side of Newbee. The difference is Newbee have a lot more. There's a Primal Roar. They going on to Q. Wild Axes living up to their name as they go swinging around and bring him low. Hao finishes him off with a couple of arrows to the face. Mid lane of Barracks will be claimed. And Newbee once more coming out ahead. getting the better of this exchange.
Yeah, now pull away with a very sizable lead after that. And just in a position where they're going to the late game. CDEC have these single target pick-off heroes in the Storm Spirit, and Juggernaut's built his hero to be one as well with this Shadow Blade, and they've got no way to hold. Axe and Phoenix is their only real good team fight. Skyreth, another kind of single target hero. We haven't seen much Skyreth this tournament partially because of that reason, and
yeah, it does feel like this Shadow Blade on Jug has been very lackluster. Since Mikasa picked it up, it's been nothing but team fights. And like you mentioned, the Shadow Blade's really more about 1v1 pickoffs. Move around the jungle, find a solo Omni Slash, find somebody low who's working on some neutrals. When you're in these big 5v5 fights, the Shadow Blade does next to nothing, as the Necronomicon units are destined to be out.
yeah, and I like that Beastmaster went back for the Blink Dagger you suggested. This gives them that good secondary long-range initiation. The Lion, if he blinks in with a Hex, generally dies, but Beastmaster much tankier, much more durable, and gives him the ability to also be another initiator for the team. They see Axe here.
Smoke rotation from Newbee. Yeah, they sure do. Aggressive. He gets caught out. Necronomicon deployed. They use the Finger of Death. Ice Blast to secure the kill, and it will be Song Shung that gets credit for it. Necronomicon units will be pulled back. Not going to feed away that extra gold and experience. And we'll keep them alive as they look towards this Tier 2 tower. CDEC really up against the ropes here. Seems like they just don't have a lot of options.
Yeah, Axe, I think, going to be... Oh, he's got buyback in a minute, so he's going to respawn first. This is guaranteed Tier 2 tower, and we're just going to see him siege the high ground. Axe will probably be alive for the high ground, but Newbee just have the far superior lineup right now.
So 45 seconds on the glyph. And all right, CDEC going to have to make another hold here, or it'll be another lane of barracks down. You know, at first, I kind of thought the CDEC had a slightly better draft, but it seems Newbee are just executing a little bit better.
Yeah, they're heavily out executing them, and I think just CDEC just gave away too much this game. The Roshan was really the very costly position as well. They kind of set up Newbee to take Roshan. Yeah. They won that initial team fight where they got the Blink Axe call in and killed like 4 Newbee heroes or something, but losing Roshan after that was really painful.
Now Mikasa on the run will be able to Shadow Blade back to safety as they kind of scout him out, clearing the Ancients. The other issue for CDEC was I feel like this Axe offlane with the Phoenix is just not what you're looking for. Like you pointed out, most teams are not really doing a solo, like kind of a suicide offlane Axe. It's either trying to match him up in a 1v1 matchup or going in aggro, trying putting him in the safe lane. And here, he didn't get the Blink Dagger early enough. He just didn't have the farm priority. He was relegated to the jungle, but no stacks to go back to. And I feel like he was kind of the key tempo controller CDEC needed to make some space for that Storm to get a slightly faster Orchid, for that Jug to maybe get his Shadow Blade a little more quickly, and they kind of needed it to get the momentum.
I compare it to the impact we've seen some Axes have where they get like an 8-minute blink and then just go around getting kill after kill, controlling the tempo. This has been a very different case, and I think the blink was a little bit slow, but I feel like Orchid, the Shadow Blade, all the heroes on CDEC got their core items at a reasonable time. It was just the choice of item for the Jug. The Storm, I mean, this is your kind of basic item. I don't think there's anything else you go this game, but they were at a point where Newbee already 5-manning because of... And because of that, without Jug itemizing to split push lanes or to team fight, they were really struggling.
Yeah, I mean, Jug could have even just gone into like a Manta style kind of a build here instead of the Shadow Blade, and great for split pushing and just gives you a little bit of utility. Looks like we'll have a little Zyori Kale here. I don't know what's going on.
Whew. Shu Biao Dong Bu Liao. That's not a Kale. I don't see any kale, so I don't know what it means.
So something I learned a new one. Something like I saw somebody type boodongle, and apparently
boodongle. Okay.
Yeah, apparently boodong means something like I don't know or I'm not really sure. I can't really help. Okay. So if you ever see boodongle,
I see a dong.
Yeah.
Dong boo.
Yeah, maybe the dong. So that's something I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe like I don't know why my mouse isn't working. Something to that.
So this whole time, Admiral Bulldog hasn't been trolling Twitch chat. He's been trying to teach people Chinese.
The dongles, yeah.
When he pulls out the dongs.
Yeah, apparently so. I don't know. So I guess ka it means lag, and the le is like kind of like right now, like lag now or lag again, something like that. Okay, so where are we? CDEC grouped up as 5 outside of their base. Newbee grouped up as 5 down bottom. Looks like Newbee will just gear up towards the last remaining outer tower for the Dire. This Tier 2 in the bottom lane.
Yep. I think the hold has to always come from the high ground. You can maybe catch Newbee by surprise by going for a surprise play around the tier 2, but the vision favors Newbee so much. I've got an observer ward giving them kind of vision out towards the secret shop, and they're going to be ready for the Shadowblade initiation.
This axe shoulder piece is badass. The immortal armor, the genuine molten claw. I saw somebody on Twitch asking about it, and I just noticed how cool it looks. Oh my. Axe with the baller items and the immortal helm. This guy's tricked out, GoDz.
Ooh, where's that? Whoa, that is cool. I'm liking it. He's losing in style. That's what he's doing here.
Dire's bottom tower.
But at least he's got
Wyvern
style.
Mythicals, Immortals. Woo.
He's rich. All right, so Roshan now under assault by Newbee. This is Rosh number 2.
Yep.
And looks like CDEC are not the wiser. They've got, oh my god, just look at the F3. No vision for the Dire right now. Completely locked in their base. They might be suspicious. They might have an idea, but no confirmation. And even moving out of their base here is a little risky. They will smoke up. And much to their dismay, they'll see the text. Roshan takes out the Rosh. That's an Aegis now on the Dusa.
Yep, they'll fall back, and they don't necessarily immediately want to push for the Aegis. Like the Necrobook's on cooldown. They've got lane pressure at top, at other lanes, and just a good kind of chunk of change on multiple heroes that they can look to spend. Beastmaster with 3.5k. Medusa 1400, so they could get the butterfly first before they try to.
Well, Rabbit, he gets caught out. They'll still find a use out of this smoke. And a quick pick on the clockwork.
At this point, that's handy. CDEC will take whatever they can get. That's the one thing Newbee have to be careful. They can fall back and finish this next core item or two, but they don't want to be giving CDEC pickoffs with the lineup, which is what CDEC's lineup is designed to do. That's going to be their comeback mechanic. If CDEC want to stand a chance, they're going to just keep finding heroes that are isolated and taking what pickoffs they can.
Yeah, they're going to need quite a few more pickoffs, though, to get back into this game, GoDz. BKB up on the jug. So now with some magic immunity. Still with one lane of barracks down, though. Newbee can just feel so much more comfortable moving about the map. They've got such vision control as well. Only 2 wards down, but they're in very deep territory, and the areas where CDEC are kind of most likely to be moving out of their base farming, they've at least got some wards down of their own, one in the bottom lane and one in the river near the mid.
Yeah, seems Newbee looking to maybe go for that game-ending push here. 2 heroes, though, very far away. Mu and Sansheng. This is risky, but they find Mikasa before Mikasa finds them.
Oh, that is close to a shatter. He BKBs, but Song Shung gets the kill. Even the Necronomicon used here. Quick pick on the jug, and he is actually buyback less right now, as he did just invest in that BKB. So this will make the push easy for Newbee if that's indeed what they're going to commit for.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for the courier, which is bringing the butterfly. He just needs the 350 gold. We'll buy it from that side shop, although actually makes you start poking without it. But if he gets some money, he'll try to buy that in the middle of this fight.
Looking at Radiant Vision here, the Clockwork Rocket giving them some intel. Rabbit on the low ground. They've also got a ward inside the base. So Newbee with a lot of intel as to where CDEC are going and how they want to make these movements happen. Rabbit is the one that gets initiated on. He gets force stabbed away, but may still go down. Q tries to snipe him with the laser. It will be Maybe that gets credit for the kill. He zips away. Now the egg is used. Can they actually bring it down? Looks like Phoenix may get the Supernova stun. It's close, but no, the egg gets blown up. Aggressive falls as well, and CDEC just getting wiped before their Juggernaut can even get back into the battlefield, and I feel like this might actually be a GG push. Newbee crushing the hopes and dreams of CDEC here, GoDz. The game they needed to win, but Newbee will go out in style. Banana gets initiated on, has a Ghost Scepter. That keeps him alive for now, but Storm does get the kill. Mikasa comes in, dropped in a matter of seconds.
See, that's what we were saying. Like, why couldn't you guys just, like, give us a little help like you gave everyone else a bit of help in this tournament? Like,
guys.
you give wins to all these other teams.
Come
like,
on.
even let MVP beat you, but you won't give us a win? Like, what is this?
Well, GG is called.
All right.
Newbee get their second victory of the tournament here in their final game. That will make their final score 2-13. And that was also CDEC's final game, now making them 5-10, and their hopes of making the top 12, moving on to the next phase, diminished.
Yeah. Well, not last place, boys. That's the end of the that's the story at the end of the day for Newbee. That they can go
Not be
home.
last.
Not so proud about, but
Yeah.
hey, it's something.
It
It's a
is
win.
something. 15th is better than 16th, even though not by much.
I'm glad because at the end of yesterday, my prediction for the last day was that either Newbee or MVP would win a game, and well, one of them actually won the game.
Wow, look at you with these
You know,
crazy value bets.
My points is I'm at the bottom. Me and LD
You are?
are fighting for the horse mask right now.
Somehow I've been killing it with my bets. I've gone mostly safe. I have not really been tempted by the Bruno odds. That it's just a 3-1. You might want to consider.
I'm still salty about you got 6 points one day when you didn't make a single bet. And I'm like, I got 2 points. Like, how's he getting 3 times more points than me without even making a bet? Like, it's
rigged.
a scam.
It's Bruno's casino, dude. The house always wins, and he also gets to decide who else wins.
Today he tried to put me over screw me over in the Tongfu Navi series. Like, I said Tongfu and he hit me written for Navi. I'm like, dude, what is this? That's my 4-for-1 bet. And Tongfu got the upset.
That's my comeback. I need those 4 points.
I come in like, yeah, 4 points, and Bruno's like, nah, you're on Navi. I'm like, nope, that's not about that, Bruno.
I call shenanigans on this one, Bruno. Yep. That is some bullshit.
I put my foot down and said, Bruno, this is our house. I'm going to have to overrule you for once.
Whose house, Bruno? My house.
Yep.
So, all right, 2 teams now completely finished up. That'll be Newbee and CDEC like we just saw. What do we have to look forward to next? It'll be Vici versus the Hearts Get Together up on this stream next. That'll be GoDz and Blitz. Then after that, we get to see the Suns fan Blitzcast. That should be a good one. IG versus HGT.
Blitz is just like the house slut today. He's casting a game with everyone.
One with me, one with you, one with Sind, one with LT, and one with Suns fan. He's actually getting the full spread, the full gauntlet.
Yep.
I like it. Casting with Blitz is really easy. He's like one of the easiest co-casters in the world.
Yeah.
He makes jokes. He knows what he's talking about. Although, if you get into a game that has a storm spirit, you gotta keep him in check because he will just lock the camera on the storm and point out all the little nuances of the movements, the mana pool, and it's amazing insight. But you just got to remind him sometimes that there's 9 other heroes you got to look at as well. Yeah. He is Storm Spirit.
I look at him. I even see a little bit of Storm Spirit.
I see Storm Spirit. Sometimes when I'm casting with him, I see Storm and I go, all right, Blitz is going to go in. That's the caster, not the player. Oh, my. So, all right, getting towards the tail end of this group stage, Parker, we have 2 heats left and then potential tiebreakers, though it's actually looking pretty unlikely we'll have massive tiebreakers. Remember, it goes to head-to-head first. So if there's a 2-way tie, means absolutely nothing. Whichever team has won in that head-to-head matchup will get the advantage. And even in a 3-way tie, it has to be that 1-1-1 kind of triangle for it to go to another kind of mini group stage to see who comes out the victor there. So the battle for the middle is what it's come down to. Who's going to be top 12 and make it to that bracket? That's what teams are really fighting for. Cloud9 hanging in the balance. That's really the big one.
Cloud9 and LGD seem to be the 2 teams who are fighting for that 8th spot.
Yeah, Cloud9.
Yeah, 7 teams already confirmed according to this. So.
Yeah, so Cloud9 7-6, LGD 7-7. Everyone else has more than 7 losses. So yeah, like you said, those are the big 2 fighting for that final seat. And ironically enough, it will be Cloud9 versus LGD as the final match on BTS 1. Not in this next heat, but coming up as our final heat after EG versus Cloud9. So there is potential for Cloud9 and LGD to both be 7-7, and that last game will actually be the decider of who goes ahead.
Or they could both be 8-6, I believe, as well. If LGD win and then Cloud9 beats EG.
LGD are already 7-7, so they can't be 8-6.
Oh, 8-7. Oh, I guess IG and Hellraisers could lose, then they would be 8-7. So
yeah, so there are still
seems unlikely,
some crazy things that could happen, but it's nice when a group stage is still interesting going into the last matches. It's really terrible when the last 2 heats are like, well, it's been decided these games actually don't matter, and here the final games are going to matter a hell of a lot.
We somehow fluked into the last match being the decider for 8th place. I don't know how we did that.
That's kind of a rarity. It really is.
Bit of a fluke.
Some RNG here for the DAC 2015 group stage. So, all right, that wraps it up, folks. We're going to have a break. Then coming up next, it will be LD and Blitz on their way here. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you for the next game.